There's a huge inventory reduction sale going on right now at Carpets Unlimited and Crandall's Home Furnishings. Buy one and get the second furniture item 10% off. Third item 15% off. Fourth item 20% off. And at Carpets Unlimited Berber Carpet, $1.39 a square foot installed with pad. Saxony Stainmaster Carpet, $1.99 a square foot installed with pad. 18-inch ceramic tile starting 89 cents a square foot. Laminate 99 cents a square foot. Come in today for the best selection. Crandall's Home Furnishings and Carpets Unlimited in Owensboro. See store for details.
Welcome back. Well, Jim, obviously the Owensboro Catholic game is getting all the attention pretty much this week, but I think a game that's really coming in under the radar, and you could argue in its own kind of crazy way, is just as interesting, is Ohio County coming into Daviess County. Both teams coming off big losses. Both teams really, I think, desperate to get something going. Even though we are early, I think both teams really need something going early.
Yeah, this is an intriguing game, and for me personally, was as hard to pick this week as the Owensboro Catholic game. I think that both of these teams really need a win, and I think that maybe the team that wins this game is going to, potentially move on and have a pretty good season. The team that loses this game is going to be in some trouble, I think, just psychologically at this point.
I agree, and I think this is like a lot of games. I think turnovers in the end can have a huge factor on it. Next game we're going to talk about, Apollo going down to Bowling Green to play Warren Central. Warren Central coming off a nice win over Franklin Simpson. Apollo really disappointing loss to Memorial, a game they should have probably won realistically. How do you see this one going?
Well, I see this as a tough assignment for Apollo because Warren Central, number one, plays well at home. This is their home opener. They've played well in both of their games this year. I think they got beat maybe 15-8 or something like that in their opener down in the Rafferty's Bowl to Christian County. And then they defeated Franklin Simpson on the road this past week. And that's a big win for Warren Central. They'll come in with a lot of confidence.
They come in, no question, with a lot of confidence. And I just feel like Apollo has to show more in the running game.
Yes.
They never got anything going.
I think Dillard needs more touches.
Fort Knox coming into Hancock County. It's a different year, but it's hard not to notice that Hancock put 80 on Fort Knox last year. What do you feel this year? Do we have another 80 in the Hornets?
60. How's that? I'll be kind. I think that Hancock County has, pardon the pun here, but more weapons than Fort Knox in the football sense. So Fort Knox is just one of those programs that's been down for a while. They're still trying to rebuild, and Hancock got its footing last week, and I think they'll be tough to beat.
Definitely. I mean, forget all the weapons that they have. I mean, we're talking about a defense that really held Ohio in check.
Yeah,
so I think, I don't see that being really a very close game. Graves County going to Muhlenberg County. Muhlenberg County coming off a bigger loss to Grayson than we would anticipate it. And I think the thing that just stuns us is the 8 turnovers. Can they get it turned around against Graves? There's the question.
That'll be tough. I mean, Graves is pretty good. And it's a good opportunity for Muhlenberg County to sort of push the reset button here because, if you think about it, they've given up 46 points in one game, Scott, and they gave 48 up last week. And I think that's just too many. You've got to get your defense, you've got to get your defense settled, and you've got to get your offense consistent enough to where the defense isn't put in bad positions. And I think in 2 games running now, that's happened. Their turnovers have really put their defense in a bad position. That's one area where they can really improve themselves if they shore that up.
I think we're both a little bit surprised. I think we both thought Muhlenberg would have showed us more at this point in the season than we've seen. Because we just know, or we feel like they're a very talented team. It just seems like something is not coming together at this point. And I think 8 turnovers speaks to that. I mean, that is a lot of turnovers.
It's just a lack of efficiency, really. I think that the skill is there. I mean, but you've got it's fundamental stuff. You got to tuck the football away. I mean, or you've got to throw the ball away if you're the quarterback. You can't just try to force a pass in. It's little things like that. Those are little things that add up to big results. And so far, it's been in the negative that way for Muhlenberg County, but I still believe they've got a lot of skill.
Yeah. And then you have Allen County-Scottsville, who are ranked number 8 in 4A, coming into Calhoun to face McLean County. McLean coming off a 25-0 loss at Todd. Allen County-Scottsville was actually off last week. That's kind of a quirky schedule.
Yeah, it is.
Where you would play in week 0 and then be off in week 1. But, they dominated in week 0, Allen County did. What can the Cougars do to kind of slow them this week?
That's a good question, and I'm not sure I can answer it. But I think that what you really have to do, you have to accept the situation as it is at McLean. You know, you have to say to yourself, we're rebuilding. Let's look at this thing realistically. And when you do that, you know, it takes some pressure off, and really then you can go out there and just play football as hard as you can, and that's what I would recommend for McLean County to do in this game. I mean, Allen County has more weapons, they have more speed, they have more skill, they have more experience. They've got every advantage except for the fact that McLean County's at home. But McLean just needs to go out and play hard, try to take care of the football, move the chains with some first downs. They did show more of a running game last week. I was really pleased with that. I think that they do have the potential to move the football on the ground, and that's an important factor because, you know, they're rebuilding and they'll need to move the chains in this game to stay in it.
The thing that bothers me about this matchup in general, there's a couple things. One, I don't think Allen County-Scottsville is really a team McLean needs to have on their schedule. Allen County-Scottsville has turned into a really nice 4A team. Mm-hmm. McLean plays 3A, but they're really a 2A school. Yeah. And 2 classes is a decent gap right there. And here's where it bothers me. I thought we saw strides out of McLean County last week from the Catholic game to the Todd game.
No, we're going. Yeah.
You're not going to see any strides this week. This week is probably just going to be, you know, a lot of pain. Realistically.
Could be, yeah.
And that really hampers the development of a team, particularly a team that has already showed you that they're coming.
Yeah.
They're a team that's on the
come. It's kind of unfortunate. Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate scheduling because, you know, when you think about it, last year's McLean County team, this would be a good matchup. I mean, it would be a good game to play. But at small schools, success and failure are cyclical. And, you know, when I say failure, I mean rebuilding. You have a lot of rebuilding at small schools more often than you do at larger schools. And I think that, you know, this is just one of those times where the schedule has caught Allen County-Scottsville strong, McLean County weaker than normal, and you know, the results, we'll probably see the results of that.
We probably will, and I grant you that it is cyclical. You can't predict what your schedule's going to be and whatever.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see McLean County and Hancock get back together. I thought that was a perfect rivalry, perfect size.
That's good. Yeah, I agree.
I'd love to see Hancock figure out some way to get them in this slot and get Scottsville off the schedule.
I agree.
Prediction time, and we got some tough ones, so here we go. Owensboro at Catholic.
Well, I'm going to go with Catholic. I've thought about this one, as you know, all week. You've seen me pace the floor at the M&I on this one. I think Catholic has too many weapons.
Okay, I'm taking Owensboro strictly because they've got more experience in bigger games. Would not surprise me at all, though, to see Catholic win. Ohio County at Daviess.
Equally tough pick for me. I'm going to pick Daviess. I think that their pride will rise up here, but this is going to be a tough game. And if they think they can just walk out on the field and beat Ohio County, they're going to be badly mistaken. This game could go either way. I'm picking Daviess because they're at home.
I'm picking Daviess because they're at home, but I'm telling you, Cody Murphy, Daviess better figure out some way to stop him, or it could be a long night for him.
That's right.
Apollo at Warren Central.
I've got to go with Warren Central on this game. I think they're a tough team. The good news for Apollo on this may be I don't think Warren Central is a high-powered offensive team, but I do think they're an excellent defensive team as we've seen the first 2 weeks of the season.
Definitely have Warren Central there. Fort Knox at Hancock.
Hancock rolls.
Hancock absolutely rolls. Graves at Muhlenberg.
I've got to go with Graves. If Muhlenberg had showed me a little bit more last week, I might have picked Muhlenberg in this game, but I've got to go with Graves under the circumstances.
I agree there. And then Allen County-Scottsville at McLean. I think
Patriots roll.
Yeah, I think there's no question about that. But there's definitely some interesting games here in town. It'd be a good week to get out to the fields and catch a little high school football action. You can read more about all these games in tomorrow's Messenger-Inquirer. Got a nice feature on Hancock County's Eric Doyle, and of course, another more analysis of the Owensboro Catholic game. That's going to be a big one. I can't wait to see how that one comes out.
It's really intriguing.
Because of the Labor Day holiday, we are going to be on at 2 o'clock Tuesday instead of Monday, our usual date. So it'll be 2 o'clock Tuesday, and you're actually going to be out of the seat next Tuesday, and Mark Mathis will be sitting in. So I can't wait to see what Mark has to say.
Mark will do a great job.
Well, until Tuesday, I hope everyone has a good weekend, and goodbye.